A few days ago, a new law was passed in California where minimum wage for fast food workers is now $20 an hour. I don't really have a thought or a care about that. I'm more interested to know if it's going to help these workers be less of a douchebag when I go to order a junior bacon cheese from Wendy's. Let's talk about it. Cox on the table, as the expression goes. I'm not really one that eats fast food anymore. It's not good for the tummy, it's not good for the mind, it's not good for the soul. But on occasion, I like to treat myself. And by treat myself, I mean punish myself by getting some McDonald's, getting a little Culver's, a Wendy's once in a while, maybe even go for broke and hit up Taco Bell if I'm really feeling like testing the boundaries of the toilet that afternoon. But I have noticed a major uptick in douchebaggery at the customer service department. Every time I go to these places now, they're just assholes. Or they're so laissez-faire or in their own world to even address the person in front of them. We're all people here, folks. We're living in a society. Last time I checked, we're trying to. So putting a $20 an hour mandatory feature for fast food workers on paper, to me, seems all right because California is so overpriced as it is. You gotta give people what they need to survive and even come into work at the end of the day. But I just don't think it's going to matter. I'm not sure there's a price point that's going to make an ounce of difference for some of these workers because we've now ingrained in our heads that this type of job is beneath everyone and no one deserves this kind of punishment. That's the level of privilege we have attained, at least in the States, in America. This video is going to show my age a lot, and that's okay. I'm aging, that we all are. Every day we get older and every day we get closer to death. Subscribe to the channel Adam Does Rants for more videos like this. Just another feel-good video! I've had a myriad of jobs over the years, ranging from decent to downright awful. One of the early ones was being a busboy for a fancy restaurant up on the hill of a small town. It would later go out of business for having raves and dealing drugs out the backside of the building. But for a time, it was a pretty nice family outing on a Sunday after church or whatever people did back then. I corned a tassel too. That's a thing. That's a thing people used to do. You detassel the corn, you pull that shit off. I don't even really understand how it worked anymore. It was so long ago, and I'm pretty sure machines do this shit at this point. But it was the thing us younglings used to have to do for money. I also worked at Subway as a sandwich artist. That's right. I was an artist at Subway. That's what we referred to ourselves as. That's what the company called us, so that's what I was. You wanted a meatball sub 6-inch? I'll hook you up. You want a foot-long cold cut? I'll juice you up as well. In fact, back in the day, Subway was kind of a shining beacon of fast food. You had the comeback mug, this giant jug you could bring in and fill up for like 50 cents. You had the Subway card that you would fill up with stamps, and then you could get a free 6-inch or foot-long if you had enough of the stamps. And if I was working, you order the Adam Special, which is a water cup you fill up with soda, a 12-inch sub that I charge you 6 inches for, and I unspool that bitch and give you a bunch of stamps. It was a great deal. Listen, I'm making $6 an hour then, $6.50 at the most. I'm gonna take a win where I can get it. And if that means an occasional free sub for my buddy, yeah, you better believe it, Buster. But I was a good employee. In fact, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say I was a great employee. Because there's not a lot of things that I would look at myself and go, you know what, you're the best at this, or you really excel at that. But I am a hard worker. And I took pride in every job I had, even if I hated the job, which most of the time I did. Going to Target and have to work in the electronics department and answer the same dumbass questions every single time someone would come in. Working at a furniture store where I had to bust my ass lifting furniture all across this giant warehouse that there was like 2 people working at. It was insane. There was no breaks, making very little money. But when a customer would come in or a coworker would start talking to me, I would be nice. I'd be jovial. I'd be friendly. I'd be helpful. I wouldn't look down at my phone or look away or roll my eyes or have this monotone way of speaking or just be a fucking asshole. That's what I'm getting now when I go to these places. The people working there are burnt out. They look terrible. They feel like they'd rather be anywhere else but in front of you making your meal. They look put off when you order something. The funniest thing that I run into on occasion, you drive up to one of the fast food places. I guess, in a plane from the Jetsons. There will be a voice that will greet you when you first arrive, and it will not be coming from the person actually working there. This is a pre-recording. This is from a voice actor. This is from someone that got paid to sound friendly and engaging and helpful. So you go up there. Hey, welcome to Taco Bell. We can't wait to make something fresh for you. By the way, did you see all the awesome items on our dollar menu? Let me know when you're ready. And then a second later, it cuts away, and then you hear the real voice. What? That's seriously what happened last time I went there. What? Like, what? That's how you're greeting me? How about, hey, welcome to Taco Bell. What can I make fresh for you? That's not hard. That's not tough. But what? That's just insulting. So then I have to kind of uncomfortably give them my order, already in the back of my mind thinking, so all my food's getting spit in, right? Or this guy's not washing his hands, or this person doesn't have any sort of care as to how my meal is prepared. If I give them a specialty order, I can't imagine for the life of me they're actually paying attention. Please and thank you are almost completely out the window as well. Please and thank you, gone. Almost completely out the window. Everywhere I go, not just a fast food place, you go to a Starbucks or even a mom and pop cafe, a lot of times now I'll go up to the register, they'll have a tip. Everywhere has a tip. You can leave $1, you can leave $10 for the person taking the order. It's insane. But oftentimes I feel like I need to, because I remember being in those jobs, and they are kind of crappy jobs. You're busting your butt off. And oftentimes they are understaffed now because they raised the rates. The minimum wage went up, or their mandatory price hike. That price cut is never going to come from the top brass. They are not losing their massive income or their stock. What's going to happen is they're just going to find ways to cut corners. And usually it means hiring less people, investing in AI and robotics, and trying to just completely erase the human element altogether. But anyway, I go up to the register. The person doesn't talk to me. They don't even say welcome. It's like an assembly line at this point. You're just waiting for your turn to go up, and then they just stare at you like a deer in the headlights. And so I say, hey, can I get this? And I'm trying to be engaging and like pleasant. They just look down, put it in, and that's it. Not a thank you, nothing at all. And then the tip comes up, and I will still, because I've had all these crap jobs over the years, and because I do value work, I put $1 in there. I do leave the 10% tip. Why? Why though? I've been trying to hold back. I've been trying to stop unless the person actually feels deserving of it. But so many times I'll put that fucking tip in, and I'll look up at them for an acknowledgement, for a thank you, for a nod, for something, and it almost never comes. It's just baked into the recipe. They just expect it now. Like, I hate my job, my life sucks, feel bad for me. I hope there's a tip there. If there's not, I don't care. If there is, I also don't care. This is a really easy one to blame on social media, but I'm going to blame it on social media. I think the culture shock we're seeing in the workforce, with people just not taking pride in anything anymore, is because they are spending so much time on their phones, and they're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, looking at a lot of successful individuals or people pretending to be successful and happy, doing these glamorous photo tours of Italy where they've been tripping with their family for the last 3 months, or back by their brand new $500,000 pool that they put in that's overlooking the cityscape, or they're at some exclusive high-rise hotel, or they're over at Coachella for the weekend. They're doing all these things that a lot of us will never have the opportunity to do, but we can see it happening to people just like us somehow, yet not like us at all. And so we project, we put ourselves in their shoes, and then we get mad. We blame our upbringing. We blame the situation we're in. We don't have the nepotism thing going on. We weren't born into wealth. I don't have these opportunities. That's not fair. When am I going to get mine? When am I going to get mine? And so that's going to come out in the job. You're not just walking through the door with a chip on your shoulder. You have the whole log. You're carrying a tree trunk, and it's weighing you down. I'm not here to give you answers. I can't relate to what's going on at all anymore. I do have kids though. My daughter's 15, and she could not wait to get a job because we have raised them to be excited to go out there and earn your own money and to try to be your own person. And so she got a job at Ben & Jerry's. She only works a couple times a week, once in a while on a weekend, and she freaking loves it. A 3-4 hour shift. I stay right there close by at a coffee shop. I work on my laptop. And she is just beaming when she goes in, and when she comes out, she's proud to serve ice cream to people. She's proud to learn a skill, to be part of something bigger, to have coworkers, to have managers, to get a paycheck. It's really cool. It's really awesome. I didn't force her to work. I actually said, hey, you got plenty of time to be out there busting your ass. If you want to be a kid longer, that would be great. That's fine with me. She wanted this. So I'm not knocking younger people. I don't think that's even what it is at all. This spans all ranges. In fact, I see a lot of adults being worse than the new generations altogether. So many times I enter a Chipotle, which is my weapon of choice if I'm going to eat out, and there's an adult man working there who looks like he wants to jump off a water tower. And man, I remember the good old days years ago when you'd go into a Chipotle and those guys were rocket fire. You want meat? Boom. You want rice? Boom. Cheese? Boom. It's done. The whole thing's done in like 10 seconds. Blink and you'll miss them making it. Now you go in there. What do you want? I'll have a bowl. Slowly reaches down, grabs the bowl. What kind of rice do you want? It's just everything is snail's pace now. And not Turbo the snail from the movie Turbo. That snail's fast. These are slow, normal snails that I don't want to deal with. And because I have grown up with a work ethic, I have got to fight myself not to pick up a fucking broom and start sweeping all the crap that's littered on the floors of this place. The tables are all messy. I so badly want to grab a Windex, a Clorox bottle, some rags. Table over here is clean, Chief. What do you want me to do next, boss? I have to fight every urge in my body to hop over that counter, put on some gloves, and start making the meals myself for people. Hey fam, gather around. I'm about to put on a clinic on how to talk to customers and deal with people in general in a society. Hello, sir. What would you like today? I love that shirt, by the way. It's a great movie. I'm actually a big movie fan myself. Okay, you would like a bowl? Great. What kind of rice? Brown, white? Perfect. What's your protein, champ? What's your weapon of choice? All right, perfect. Carol here, she's going to take care of the rest for you. I got another customer. I move on. You will not find that anymore. And if you do, it's a unicorn. It's rare. It's so unnatural to see in a real setting. So back to the $20 an hour thing. Do I think it's necessary? I don't truly care. I really don't. I think people need to earn a fair wage. I know California is incredibly expensive. A lot of places are. I think if Wendy's is still turning a lot of profit and McDonald's and Arby's and Hardee's and all these things with E's at the end, then yeah, they're going to be fine paying workers a little bit more, because don't worry, they will not lose anything from their bottom line. They will make it work somehow. It's not necessarily all about pay, though. It's about a mindset. It's about a culture. And we need to get people back to a place where they're actually energized and proud of what they do. Because you can, believe it or not, be proud of what you do, even when you're cleaning out a gross toilet at a fast food restaurant or making the 8,000th Big Mac for someone. Repetition is repetitious for sure, but it also breeds some skills. It also gives you some confidence to be the best at something, even if it's something kind of stupid. Believe me, after a year or so working at Subway, I can make you a mean Subway sandwich. Mean Subway sandwich. That thing was fierce, sexy. After just a few months selling shoes at Nike, I could spot a shoe size a mile away. Boom, your kid's a 6. Boom, you're a 12. Nike runs big, sir. We run about a size large. So if you're a 12 in those Adidas, you're going to bump up to a 13 here. All right, come with me. I'll help you out. At the end of the day, we're all people trying to function with each other. But because of technology advancements, it's hard to reach everyone. It's hard to reach a lot of people now because they spend just as much time online as they do offline. And when their job gets in the way of what they think should be their real life, it becomes a problem. Let me know from you though, is this just a thing in America? Is it happening in other countries as well? I want to know. What's the work ethic like where you're from? Are you seeing the things I'm seeing? Rude people, bad customer service, messy places, the establishments just are not kept up like they used to be. Let me know in the comments. Please like the video if you had a good time. Subscribe here as I'm planning on posting multiple rants every week. And I do have a main channel, Adam Does Movies. It's a lot larger. I post to it pretty regularly. Movie reviews, rants, roasts, everything movies all the time. Would love to have you at both. All right. Hopefully I see you there. Take care.